Let's just give Warwick the championship right now. That team is insane. That performance on the weekend was absolutely diabolical. 115 points in 3 quarters. Are you kidding me? If you haven't already, go in the description. Join the NBL1 Discord. Every week we do tipping in there. Someone puts in all the games and you tip and vote. At the moment I'm coming third and they say I know nothing. Let's get into the games, ladies and gentlemen. Make this video nice and short. Rockingham versus Coburn. Rockingham 108, Coburn 87. Now Coburn's actually showing some fight in these games, right? They are losing eventually, but they are showing some fight and actually forcing the other team to play well. Isaac White had 34 points. Rockingham's big man, number 30, had, how much did he have? He had 18 points. And Ryan Godfrey, the veteran, had a nice 16 points. Josh Hunt had a good showing out with 21 points. And then Coburn's import did pretty well. He had 16 points. Obviously, probably not as much points as you would like from an import. Man, Coburn just got absolutely dominated on the boards. 39 to 25 on defensive boards, and then 17 to 10 on the offensive boards. Javon Presley finished with 13 rebounds. Dude is an absolute animal. Coburn's offense didn't look too bad. They were able to get 80 shots off, and Rockingham got 77, so pretty even. But out in transition, Rockingham just absolutely kill you. That's all I have to say for this game. No one's really surprised that Rockingham won, so yeah, good job Rockingham. Eastern Suns 77, Perry Lakes Hawks 68. This was a massive game for the Suns. Really set the tone, see where they're at, because they're a bit confusing at the moment. Suns offense looked really good. They were moving the ball around. I think they had 18 assists, which is pretty good. They shot efficiently, just below 50%. I think they were 47% on the night. Dorvine Nina was really good. He was 5 for 8 from the field. Travis V, what a pickup for Suns. Dude's been really good the past few weekends. He had 14 and 5 this weekend, which is fantastic production from him. Usher Nelson had 16. Tarika White only had 14 again. Who knows? I wasn't at this game, but from the Discord, they were sort of saying he did look a bit more lively, but still 14 points. Come on. This team is really hard to judge because it's really hard to tell how they're going to perform because Tarika White is the X factor, but he's just not waking up for games, it seems like. Perry Lakes Hawks, they didn't shoot as well. They got done in the rebounds as well. Jaden Stanley Williams looks pretty good, but they just need more scoring production. Like Davin Miller had 9, Sever Chan had 9. They just need a lot more points on the board. 68 points for a game is awful. Even Suns with 77 isn't the greatest. But for the Suns, where they want to be, they have to score more points, like the Warwick and the Rockinghams, and the Wolves and the Bucks. They put points on the board. But it was a good win for the Suns. They absolutely needed it. So good job, Suns. Lakeside versus Mandurah. I was at this game day vlog. If you haven't already seen it, is out. Mandurah 101, Lakeside 82. This game was fantastic to watch. First on Lakeside, AJ Wilson is an absolute beast. He finished the night with 24, multiple and ones. Dude is an absolute freight train. Ben Lee off the bench hit an and 1 3. Dude can absolutely shoot. He finished with 15. And then Corey Sherville. I've actually couldn't remember how Corey Sherville played. He's very slow, but just makes it work. It's crazy to see. He's a lot bigger in person too. One thing for Lakeside, I feel like they're not getting Josh Davey involved enough into the offense. There's no sets or plays for Josh Davey. Isaiah Lewis, their other import, he didn't do much at all. He was an absolute hell from Jakor Ely. They put up a lot of threes. They shot 30 threes and only made 9 of them. And then the one thing they're really good at, which is rebounds, they couldn't do that tonight. And then they were just fouling like crazy as well. It just wasn't a good night for Lakeside. But on the other side, for Mandurah, okay, Julian Pasava had 29 points. Sammy Freeman, Big City Freeman, his nickname. His nickname is Big City. Everyone got to call him Big City. All right, he had 22. Jakor Ely had 16. Jacory Ely, sorry. He had 16, but man is an absolute pest on defense. All right, his hands was at the ball every single time. He was only given, I think, 4 steals, but he was involved in a lot of them. I mean, you probably saw the highlights. Jacory Ely, windmill dunk. Jacory Ely nearly posterized someone. Holy crap, this dude is exciting. When I was watching him, he just reminds me of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Just 6'6" guard, gets to the rack, gets foul calls and ones. Dude's exciting to watch. And then Sammy Freeman, their big man, is absolutely legit. Crushes the boards. Energy guy. We interviewed him after the game. He said he's a huge energy guy as well. Dunks galore. He dunked it, fell on the ground, let out a scream, got back up. Absolute energizing the team. He's a beast in the post. If he gets you in the post, he's scoring more often than not. Mandra was great. They were getting wide open looks. They were 52% from 3 and also 52% from the field as well. It was a very efficient night for them. They were great on the boards and they were zipping that ball around there. 26 assists on the night. Man, it was a great night for Mandra. Really exciting. Good job, Mandra, in getting the win. Geraldton Bucks versus Perth Redbacks. I don't want to talk about this game, okay? I saw the score at halftime. Everyone in my Discord was letting me know about it, okay? I didn't have them winning this game, but I didn't have them losing by this much, okay? It was an awful performance, especially in that first half. It was like 60-21. Geraldton 107, Perth Redbacks 69. Nice. At least we got to that number. Akeem Springs is an absolute monster. 26 points. Again, like I've said the previous weeks, the dude does not miss. Johnny Narkle had 17. Joshua Keys had 15. But oh my goodness. Bucks offense. It just ran so well every single year. They're going to be so good this season. 30 assists to 14. Are you kidding me? 39 defensive rebounds, 14 offensive rebounds for the Bucks. To the Redbacks, 11 offensive rebounds and 23 defensive rebounds. Bucks were killing them on the boards. And Johnny Narkle hit 4 3-pointers. That is a great thing to see. If that dude can hit that many 3-pointers consistently a game, holy crap, the league is in trouble. I'll tell you what though, on the Redback side, Joker Green had 21. He didn't have the best first half, but man, what a competitor. He comes out the second half, puts on a great performance. Kalen McDonald's giving you what Kalen McDonald's going to give you. I reckon I can go into every single game knowing what Kalen McDonald's going to produce, which is a great thing. Lockie Cummings probably didn't have his greatest performance, but he was able to dish the ball out. He finished with 5 assists, but the positives for Redbacks is Joe Cook Green having a terrible first half performance, but then coming out and being an absolute beast. But yeah, good job, Jero, on the win. One of the games of the round, Mandurah versus East Perth. Mandurah 114, East Perth 109. Man, I have some things to say about this game. Firstly, didn't start Philpo. Hooray. But then started Giannis. I'm just saying, if you're going to have 3 6'3" import guards, how about commit to going small? If you bring in those sort of guys, you're fast, you can shoot threes, you can rebound, get out and transition, but then you just add a slow 7'3" guy. It makes no sense. Especially when you have Lee, Watson, Maker. Like, what the heck are you doing, man? And I'm not the only one. Multiple people have said the same thing. His damn players have said the same thing. I'm not going to out him like that and say which ones, but I'm telling you, man, they don't agree with some of his decisions. Honestly, if Philpo's obviously going to play a game, right? And Giannis is obviously going to play a game. Just have those two come off the bench as a 1-2 duo. I think that would be okay. But you cannot start Philpo or Giannis. It's not going to work with the team they already have. Lee Roberts was a beast. He had 32. Matthew Lang had 17 after a quiet first half. And Max Rice had 15. Dude's a sniper from 3. But let's get on to Mandurah, man. Julian Pasaba had 30. Ja'Cory Ely had 18. But man of the game, Lockie Bertram. He's been quiet all season. He was due for a massive game. Cooper Lowe said the same thing. 35 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds. Dude was insane this game. And I'll tell you why. Because Philpo was guarding. Why would you put Philpo on LB? That's never worked. Even in juniors, that's never worked. Why would you try it in the semi-professional league? Lockie saw Philpo guarding him and he was like, oh my god, 50. He even hit a massive shot to end the third quarter, I believe. It was insane. I'm glad LB's finally had a massive game this season because he was due for one and hopefully he can continue it throughout the season. If he's having games like that and Julian Pasaba's having games like that, man, this team is really good. East Perth lost and they shot 50% from 3. Like, holy moly. And the rebound count was kind of even as well. It was just purely LB dominating them towards the end there. I don't know why Philpo was guarding him. But good job, Mandurah, on getting the win. It was much needed after they dropped the first game. And then they go 2-0 this weekend. Great to see. Willetton versus Eastern Suns. Willetton 99, Eastern Suns 88. Disappointing outing for the Suns. But man, Travis Fee, I want to say V so bad. Travis Fee, 27 points. Revenge game for him. He was beast out there. Marshall Nelson didn't play. Not too sure why. Tarika White kind of looked like he woke up. He at least got out of bed for this one, had a bit of a shower. Still hadn't had his breakfast yet though, but he had 22 points. Joel Vianina had 11. Jericho White almost had a triple-double. 9 rebounds, 7 assists. So, I mean, he definitely got out of bed for this one. Look, if you're looking on paper, you kind of think Suns probably should have won this game. But the Tigers were able to just get a lot more shots off. That's purely why they won. Everything else, they were pretty even. In fact, I think the Suns even won the rebound count, except for offensive rebounds. That's probably what killed him. On the Tigers side, Damian Scott had 20, Cherry had 19, and Tyrese Davis had 15 points as well. They had multiple players with 7 rebounds. Damian Scott had 5 assists. Man, their 3-ball was not falling. They were 8 for 28. Honestly, Willerton are very lucky to come out with a win in this one. That's what I said at the start of the year. Willerton just find a way to win. They always do good. Good job, Willow, on getting the win. The game everyone wants me to talk about. Warwick 134, Rockingham 109. This game was insane. Elijah Pepper is Steph Curry. Like, what the heck was that? Elijah Pepper had 51 points. Cooper Creek had 25. George Pearl had 23. He couldn't miss. Tyler Shand almost had a triple-double except for his points. 13 rebounds, 10 assists. He said to me after the game, man, if he could just score, he would have a triple-double every single game. George Pearl was 7 for 9 from 3. He was 7 from 8 after the third quarter and then just missed 1 in the fourth. Holy crap, he was on fire. 32 assists to 14. Holy! Elijah Pepper is causing so much headaches for defenses. It's insane. There was 3 possessions that game where he brought 4 defenders on him. Holy moly. You want to know why Warwick was able to shoot such high efficiency? It's because they were wide open, because they were worried about Elijah. Some of the shots Elijah was hitting was absolutely insane. Dribbling up full court over 2, splash. Like, what the heck? The first few shots he shot in the game was like social grade at Loftus. Like, it was nuts. And besides his shooting, he can also get to the rack, split the double. Like, oh my goodness, this dude is insane. If he plays every game, it's nuts. If Warwick can play like this every single week, just give them the championship. That is insane. They're gonna have a 150-point game this season, I guarantee it. Let's talk about Rockingham real quick. Isaac White had 36 points and it was so quiet. It was such a quiet 36, you wouldn't even have thought it. Javon Presley had 18. Ryan Godfrey had 19. Rockingham's new import came to the game. He hadn't trained with them a little bit, so he didn't even know any of the plays. They put him out there a little bit. He showed some things, but man, when he gets these players going, I think he's going to be alright. But it was just that, like, they still put up 109 points, which probably wins you most games, but they just couldn't defend Warwick. They didn't have an answer for Elijah Pepper. Like I said, they sent 4. They sent 4 people. Holy moly, Warwick is a team to watch out for. They're going to be so exciting this year, and I can't wait for this game. Warwick against Joondalup next week is going to be insane. Good job, Warwick, in getting the win. Joondalup versus Coburn. Joondalup 102, Coburn 83. Coburn showed some fight in this game. If it wasn't for Joey Baker going off in the second half, Coburn was making it difficult for him. CJ Turnage 24, Joey Baker 24, Ethan Elliott 21. Usual suspects for them. Again, Wolves weren't the greatest from 3. They only made 10 of them. Shot 35% as a team. But the difference maker in this game was Joey Baker in the second half. He was making his shots. He was getting to the rack. As soon as he was able to find his way into this game, Coburn did not have an answer. And it's fantastic to see, because if Joey Baker's playing good and the rest of the players are playing good, man, the Wolves are going to be tough to beat. Joey hit 4 threes. He was 57% on the night. That is fantastic efficiency. On Coburn's side, Cortland Martin had 23, Josh Hunt had 19, Riley Eves had 12. Coburn's been pretty surprising, actually. They're not getting blown out in these games, and they're actually being very competitive. Probably shouldn't have had them last. But the Wolves absolutely killed them on the boards. I think it was 29 defensive rebounds, 17 to 17, and then 15 offensive to 13. They just got absolutely killed on the boards. But no one's surprised here that the Wolves came out with the win. Good job, Wolves, in getting the win. Last game of the round. I forgot them last week. Goldfields Giants 106, Southwest Slammers 93. Sean Stewart had 27, Michael Jock had 26, and Deshaun Parsons had 22, 10 rebounds. Sean Stewart also had 9 assists as well. For Slammers, Jamal Poplar had 32, Devin Craig had 15, hit some threes as well. That's nice to see. And Manny had 12. Now, Jamal Poplar looks like a very good player. Their other import, Calvin Whipple, though, cannot make a 3. I think he's shooting 8% from 3 this season. That is not what you want out of an import 2 guard. I think he's due for an absolute 50-piece. Calvin Whipple 50 pieces incoming. I'm praying for it. People are calling for him to get sent to the airport. No, I trust in Calvin Whipple. He's a sniper. Overall, it's just a very good game for the Giants. They were great on the board. They were great in their ball movement. I doubted them again to start the season, but they're proving me wrong already. Deshaun Parsons is just so efficient. I think he was 75% from the field or something like that. Dude is an absolute beast. Positive for Slammers for Earl Keats. He looks like a beast on defense. He was an absolute pest. Devin Craig was making his shots. And then Jamal Poplar, like I said, he's like a premier big in this league. But I'll be honest, I just watched the highlights of this game, so I don't really have too much to say. But Giants are looking great in their new stadium. Slammers do have some upsides going for them as soon as Calvin Whipple can start hitting his shots. But good job, Goldfields, in getting the win. That's it for this round. Can we expect another big round from Elijah Pepper this weekend? I'm not too sure. Easter's coming around the corner. I'm going to the Warwick versus Joondalup game as the game day vlog. Like, comment, subscribe. Do what you need to do. Join the Discord down below. I'm out. Peace.